Ah, yes, come in. Our featured presentation is about to start. You have entered into cult cinema with the dastardly evil Cheese Film and my partner in crime, Hecubus. This is the Grindhouse Podcast. We're coming to get you, Barbara.
Welcome back to the Grindhouse Podcast. I am your host, as always, Cheese Film, and joined with me today is Hecubus. And we were doing our very first double feature, not quadruple feature.
No.
Because we've done something similar to this before with the Dracula.
Yeah. And with Planet of the Apes.
And
Star Wars. Because it was all in them Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, we kind of talked about all of it.
Look them up.
Yeah.
They're worth it.
Watch them because we talk about some pretty cool stuff. But today we're going to be talking about two horror movies.
Yeah, supernatural horror movies.
Both supernatural, both starting with the letter O.
Yes. I thought of that today.
Super coincidental. Oculus from 2013, 2014.
I think it's 13. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I saw 2 dates on there when I looked it up to get that information.
Right.
And then we're also doing Oddity, which came out this year.
Yes.
On,
it came out
Shudder.
in the theaters and then was quickly on Shudder.
Yeah. And that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that it's a Shudder original, isn't it?
They were, there was other production companies too, but yeah, it's a Shudder original. And Oculus is a WWE film.
Surprisingly, that came out of nowhere for me. I was like, who in this is a wrestler?
Nobody.
But nobody is. They just, what's his name? Michael
Flanagan.
He's been trying to get funding for this since 2006.
Yeah. Well, he made a short film. It's kind of this based on that called Oculus 3, The Man with the Plan, which I'd like to see that too.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
And I like Mike Flanagan. I think he does a pretty good job.
So do I. Holy crap, I do.
Movie.
I couldn't believe it. He did Dr. Sleep. That was really good. What else did he do?
The Haunting on Hill House.
Haunting on Hill. Yeah, those Netflix series.
And I wrote another one down here. Gerald's Game. He did Gerald's Game.
Yeah, Gerald's Game. He did quite a few Stephen King ones.
Yeah. And he's done more than that, too. And
a lot more.
So Oculus, which I'm still not sure why it's called Oculus, if it's about a haunted mirror. I don't get the connection there. But that mirror shows up in all those movies you just said.
Yeah, that's
it's a little
cool.
Easter egg. Yeah. I think
it looks expensive, so I would use it again.
Anywhere I could, especially if you're making spooky movies like this.
Yeah, it looks evil.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And this was my first time watching both of these. I had never seen either one of them before. Was this your first time too?
Oh, no. I saw Oculus on Netflix. And, all right, I'm going to tell you two stories. This one, the Netflix one, I'm like, a haunted mirror? I'll be able to fall asleep because I had to work.
Uh-huh.
Nope, watch the whole thing. I screwed myself. Two, Oculus. I tried watching it on Tubi. Do not watch the Oculus on Tubi.
Why?
Because it's not this movie.
Oh.
And it started off with Wheel in the Sky and like a drone shot from Wheel in the Sky by Journey. And a woman running. And I'm like, I don't remember this song in that movie. And then she screams and she sees something. Then they go to like a shrink. And I knew in Oculus what the sun goes to to a mental place.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought it was that. No. Oh my God, it was so terrible. It was like he was like a special needs doctor. Not that he helped people with special needs. He had special needs. And he's got like his dad's suit on or something. You can see like you got a very colorful shirt on. Uh-huh. You can see his t-shirt underneath his suit.
Huh.
And it looks just bad. And then I
wonder why they did that.
I don't know, but it said it was going to be this Oculus, and it was not this Oculus. It was terrible. And I finally turned it off, and I'm like, they spent all of that money on that drone shot and that song, and then they're like, well, I'll give you $20 if you're in my movie, because it was just bad.
Is that bad?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, people pick stuff up like this all the time. You could tell if it's got some heft to it or if it's empty.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they're picking up empty coffee cups. It was just, I couldn't take it. I'm like, what is this?
The empty coffee cup trope is all over cinema, and
Yeah.
it's a joke in the props department.
Oh, is it?
Like the union to like make sure they know how to pick up an empty coffee cup to make it look like it.
Well, just
And
put
some
water
people
or
can't,
something
and
in
they
it.
do. They'll put something to weigh it down.
Right.
Because it's
Yeah, and then they're
know?
doing all this kind of stuff, like Plan 9 from Outer Space when the cop is scratching his head with his gun. Just it's bad.
But talking about a good movie,
Yes, these are both great.
love these movies. Ironically, I get to work after we discussed that these are the movies we're going to watch this week. And the two guys at work, who I reference on this podcast a lot, we're talking about this movie because...
Oculus or Oddity?
Oculus.
Okay.
Because he had just recently seen it, and he's like, oh, this movie's terrible. It's so boring.
Really?
They set up how you can't do anything in the beginning, and then at the very end, there's no payoff because they already show that you can't do anything about it.
Well, it is a payoff.
Well,
because they show you that you can't do anything.
I was so like, all right, well, now I'm not really looking forward to it.
That's great.
I've got to rent it because it's not on Netflix anymore.
No, it's not. It's not anywhere.
And I thought that I owned it, but the movie I own is Mirrors, not Oculus.
Oh.
Yeah.
I heard somebody talking about this is mirrors without saying mirrors, but it's not really not the same thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the same thing either. And I was dreading it. I watched Oddity first, and I was sucked into Oddity.
Yeah.
Like, quick.
Yeah. Hang on. I saw on YouTube, they have upcoming movies coming out, and that wooden thing with the mouth open, Tom,
we got
Randy
a picture
Official.
of it in Oddity.
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And I had to watch. I'm like, man, that looks like a good movie, and it is. Holy cow! Okay, go ahead with Oculus.
So I watched that one first. I really liked it, so I was like, all right, well, I'll get this one over with. And I told Courtney, my fiance, she's like, what are you doing tonight? I said, I got to watch Oculus. I'm not really looking forward to it. She's like, all right, it was 8:30. We got time. Let's watch it, because she loves this movie.
She's already seen it, right?
She'd already seen
right.
it. She's seen this movie. She is a horror movie connoisseur, so
Yeah.
she has seen garbage,
Yeah.
and she has seen gold. So her seeing this wasn't a big shocker to me, and I was like, all right, well,
Yeah,
if
right.
she likes it, maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't, because I'm not a really big horror guy. Plop it on. 15 minutes in, I'm glued.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God.
Let's go. Go ahead.
It's got a great opener.
It really does.
Because it flashes to the children
Yeah, the story is told in the past
and the
and the present. The past where they're children.
mirroring each other.
Yeah, really. And the present where they're adults. And it's just the whole story of this stupid mirror.
Yeah.
And okay, so who's in it? Karen Gillan. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Karen Gillan.
Gillan. That from like Jumanji and Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff.
Doctor Who.
Oh, is she in Doctor Who?
She is. Well, ironically, I looked this up too. She's in this movie because Mike likes Doctor Who and liked her in Doctor Who.
Right.
And
she's a good actress too.
She's a great actress, and so she was his first pick as the person in it, and really his only pick. And this is her first American movie.
Huh.
This is a lot of it, and it just kind of worked out that way.
Well, yeah, because she was also in The Big Short and X. But they must have come out afterwards. You ever see The Big Short? The Big Short?
No, I've seen clips from it, though.
It's awesome. And X, it's all right.
Like the horror movie with and Pearl and Maxine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen those ones yet.
Yeah,
but I've heard
there's a lot of porn in it.
Wow.
It's a little embarrassing to watch.
Because
it's about they're making an X-rated movie. But I thought I didn't know any of these other people. I didn't know the son is played by Brendan Thwaites.
Yeah.
Who played Dick Grayson in the Teen Titans TV show. That's on it was on Max. It's
the gritty adult.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have the same voice actor.
What'd you say?
They're all Robin is the same voice actor in Teen Titans.
Well,
no,
you
this
know
is the
what
live
else?
action one. It's not that guy.
Katie Sackhoff
Live action Teen Titan?
Yeah. Are you not aware there's a live action Teen Titan show?
Is
It's
it on
got
CW?
this guy and it's got Brendan Fraser's voice as a robot guy.
That's Doom Patrol.
Doom. Oh, you're right. It is. Yeah. I don't know who the other people in it. I saw it once.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch it. I don't think it's for me anyway. But Katie Sackhoff from The Mandalorian plays the mom.
Yeah, Bo-Katan.
Yeah. And
She's
she
in
was
this.
she was Starbuck in Battlestar Galactica.
Oh.
So she's a powerhouse. They got real good people in this.
I don't think there was a performance in this that I thought was phoned in or
No,
bad.
not at all.
Everybody's bringing their A game.
And Rory Cochrane plays the dad from did you ever see Dazed and Confused?
Mm-hmm.
He was Slater in
Yeah,
Dazed and
that's where I've seen
Confused.
him before. I was like, I've seen this man.
Yeah.
I know his face.
Did you see A Scanner Darkly? Because he
No.
looks more like that in this one. Oh, that's good too.
Is it good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're both Richard Linklater movies too, and he really can't do anything wrong. And then Annalise Basso and Garrett Ryan Ewald. I don't know them; they were the kids. And if you look them up now, they're grown and stuff. Who cares? They did a great job though. They were very good kid actors.
So the young girl, I thought, was a little too adult to be a 10-year-old.
Well, I thought she was doing good protecting her little brother and like kind of stepping up, and that's kind of what people do.
But the way she spoke, it just felt
maybe.
it was an adult writing for a child. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's just kind of what it was, and like it's not bad, but towards the end of the movie, I'm like, there's no kid talks like this.
Right.
Why are you talking like that?
Well, you know what? They're not possessed by a killer
Monster.
mirror
Yeah,
that traps the souls of its victims in it.
such a cool idea.
Man, I forget the name of it. The Reese class or something like that.
Yeah,
They didn't know where it came from. And Randy Official, there's this one, you know who Karen Gillan is? It's the woman who's
It's a
holding up a picture.
picture with the proof.
I love that part. It's just an exposition dump.
Yep.
And I love how it was done.
And you know what? Yeah, it's the best way to do it.
It's
because
great. That and Raiders of the Lost Ark are the best way to do it.
Yeah, because it's setting up the stakes we're in,
Yep.
and it's setting up her just absolute obsession with
Yes.
coming out on top
Right.
with this situation they're in.
And one of the things I thought was really cool, the son kills the father.
Yep.
Because he's gone insane, like The Shining insane. And the dad killed the mom.
The dad kills the mom.
Right. And then the son kills the dad.
Yeah.
And so he goes to a mental hospital till he's 21. And he gets well, where she starts going insane with obsession,
Yeah.
trying to get this mirror. And it's really cool. It just the insane person is the voice of reason when we get to the adult part.
But then there comes a point, the tipping point, where he realizes it's all real.
Yeah,
and
right.
The brainwashing they put him through was all fake.
Yeah.
And it's chilling. It
is.
Makes the hairs on the back of your neck
Yeah.
stand up.
I don't think there's really any jump scares, but it's an eerie movie. Sometimes
yeah.
they show the ghost, but I don't.
Well, I didn't even
didn't
think
jump.
the ghost was too creepy, and I think they if it was just kind of in the corner of things or
Yeah.
didn't speak, because it speaks a couple times.
Yeah, it does.
I think it would have been perfect because I like the way it looks.
With the eyes that glow.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
and
very
like
cool.
it's bluer than the rest of the surrounding.
Yep.
It looks good. And it looks eerie. Like I was watching in the living room and I keep looking downstairs in this corner. I'm like, is something going to look back at me? And I
Right.
got chilled. I think there's only one jump scare where the mom's chained to the wall.
I
Comes
guess
out
you
at
could count that, but I was not jump scared at all.
No.
The other one, I'll tell you that story too when we get over to Oddity. But Oculus is really good.
Oculus, I think, is a little underrated.
Here's the thing: $5 million budget made $14 million.
Wow.
This is not a cult classic movie, and nobody's ever heard of it.
Yeah. Or if
Hardly.
they have, they're
Keeping it to themselves.
I was thoroughly impressed with this. I was
Yeah.
very happy with my viewing
Right.
experience.
So if you like Mike Flanagan's other work,
Yeah,
you're
or if
gonna
you
love
just like
this.
creepy movies,
Yeah.
it's just creepy.
Well, I didn't know anything about Mike Flanagan before this, and so it was just a good creepy movie for me.
Yeah. He also like it also does this thing that I like that certain horror aspects do, where it's real. There's a person who knows it's real, so we're not waiting for us to discover if it is or not.
Yeah. I like when that happens.
It's got a little bit of an element to it because of his denial, but never once does it feel that they make that look creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And she's telling that story and showing proof of all of this stuff around it.
Yeah.
So like there's never a moment where you're like, well, did that really happen, or is she crazy? Is she really the crazy one? Where they kind of I think they kind of were gonna do something like that.
Yeah, I
but
think
they
they
just
do that.
didn't. They went so far into like, no, this is real.
Yeah. Well, on her end, it is 100% real.
Yeah.
Well, it is real, and on his end, he's like you said, they brainwashed him into thinking it wasn't real. But what do you expect?
Have you seen Grave Encounters?
No.
It's a found
I know what you're talking
footage
about.
movie. And that also does it. So
is that in a old mental institution? These guys,
is.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
It's really good.
That's
the second one kind of absolutely sucks. It ruins the first one. But it's like that. So they think it's all fake.
Right.
They're taking their paranormal photos, but you get to see it immediately after.
Yeah, right.
And because it's from 2000, you have to develop that film. They don't see it yet. So you take a picture, and then we, the audience, get to see the ghosts that are standing around there. So we already know they're in danger. And this kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, right.
So like we already are well aware of the danger that's coming.
Right.
I think that's smart.
The bomb underneath the table kind of thing. Yeah.
And like there's a point in it where she's like, I hope that hurt.
Yeah.
You know, where she sees a crack. I hope that hurt.
Well, somebody, I think it was a dad when he got shot.
Yeah.
And she talks to it like it's a person.
Like it's a thing.
Yeah.
That's so clever.
Yeah. And when she first gets it, they have statues that look like ghosts. And then there is a ghost behind it afterwards. And it was just cool. I like that. I liked it when they were like spooky ghosts with the sheet over them, like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then there really was something there.
Absolutely.
That was cool.
I also think it's cool. So this is why I think it should just been called Mirror or Mirrored, because the story in the past and the story in the present mirror each other.
Yes.
To a T. And you get the sense that not only is this thing supernatural, it's not like without a mind. It's
doing stuff
poetic,
on purpose. Yeah.
Which I know I bring this stuff up all the time. Like this is the kind of stuff I wish that Ghostbusters would do, because the video game did it.
Yeah.
And I wish that this did it too.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because how awesome would it be if like this is your new MCU stuff, is a bunch of random, like The Conjuring, where they have this is in their collection. Now we're gonna make a movie about this.
Right.
Where you see just normal people trying to interact with
it,
and they suffer, and then the experts come in, and now it's just a trinket in their collection. That's such a cool idea.
That is a good idea.
Well,
go ahead.
The Conjuring universe continues with in a good way.
One of these guys, I think it was Mike Flanagan, did the Ouija Origin of Evil, which is the good one.
Yeah. So it's all like that, and it's if Ghostbusters can kind of steal some of this stuff, I think it would. I would watch Mike Flanagan's Ghostbusters.
Yeah, a real one.
Like 100%. That would be your best-selling Ghostbusters movie.
Probably second best.
Yeah, other than the first one. So that's what I would do. This movie, I don't think this movie has any real moments I was like,
I don't. I think it's pretty flawless.
It's pretty well paced.
Yep.
It's not
that long. It's only like an hour and a half long.
And I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it at all.
Both of these movies are so atmospheric, like what you were just saying. I had to look up Oddity to see if the same guy made them. But he didn't.
He
but
did not.
They're pretty similar.
The guy who made Oddity stole from a whole bunch of different horror movies.
Well, I got that written down too.
Yeah. So it's an appreciation of
it is an appreciation
horror film.
I wouldn't say stole, it's more of an homage.
Yeah, like Tarantino steals stuff all the time.
Go ahead, steal good stuff.
Yeah. And it's a form of respect in my
opinion. It is.
It's
its sincerest form of flattery.
Exactly. So I don't really have a whole lot written down about the outside of this other than like Karen Gillan's first movie. It was shot in 24 days.
Oh,
they
really?
Filmed this entire movie in 24 days, which, I mean, being set in 2 locations isn't hard.
Pretty much.
but I think it's pretty impressive because it's not like towards the end they are standing there watching the past happen.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that the entire time. The
No.
entire time of the movie, it's going back and forth for
Right.
long durations.
Yeah.
Like you can have the past edited all together and then the present edited all together and kind of get two different movies out.
So, yeah, totally. You totally could.
It's pretty interesting.
They're
like
very concise and they're all wrapped up.
that. And man, it kind of reminded me of something else too, like the kind of like Sinister, you know, where you've got one character who's slowly starting to kind of go insane around a family who's
Yeah.
not really sure what's going on.
Right.
And it turns out that there's a supernatural being that's after something with a
Yeah.
plan. It's not exactly like that, but I feel comfortable saying, like, if you like Sinister, you'd probably like this.
You probably like this.
Uh,
Sinister is completely different.
it is completely different, but
But I get what you're saying because that's their character arc basically is they are going nuts over
Yeah.
this supernatural thing, and nobody's gonna believe them of course.
right, of course, yeah, and nobody would.
Mm-hmm.
The end of this movie is crushing.
Yeah, holy cow!
Oh Lord, it
It does not have a happy ending.
no, no. See, it feels like we are in the middle of a story.
Yeah,
Like it's not concluded. Like there could be an Oculus 2,
yeah,
and I wouldn't say no to that.
right.
You know, like this could be a running thing because of how it felt like that we just witnessed yet another one, and it's
Right.
gonna go do it again. Somebody else is gonna buy this house. Somebody else is
gonna
gonna
have
get
it.
that mirror, and somebody else is gonna die.
Yep.
And because she's really the only one drawing the connection to the fact that it was the mirror,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna care.
Nope.
Not at
They're
all.
gonna come across it the hard way.
Yeah. I think it's kind of clever too, the tricks it's playing on them. Like
Uh-huh.
they're not aware of what's actually going on. They
Right.
can't see. It's like a field of
It's like living in a nightmare.
yeah. It's like a surreal,
Yeah.
because like there's a
waking
point
nightmare.
where they move the cameras to face each other,
Yeah.
but they weren't aware of it. Like they come back and we're like, oh my god, and they review the footage and it
Yeah.
was them doing it, but they
Yeah.
have no memory of it. That's all of that kind of stuff
That's
is
really cool.
brilliant,
Yeah.
and you need
And it
some
really keeps you glued to this movie.
glued,
Yeah.
absolutely glued. Man, I'm so happy I watched this movie. It's so good.
Say your friend was wrong.
He's oh my god, 100% wrong, 100% wrong. I couldn't. Even I was talking to her. I was like, "What? Where's the boring part?
Yeah, really.
What?" And yeah, I mean, it does open with the fact that they're trying to break it,
Yep. And
But-
can't.
and then she tells him, "Hey, grab that stool, break it."
Yeah.
He goes to do it, but he stops, and she said, "It won't let you."
Why'd you put the stool down?
Yeah, and he didn't even realize he did put the
Yeah.
stool down.
Right. And that's a lot
so
of this.
good.
That's how it plays with people.
That's Hitchcocking to me.
Yeah, it
That
kind
right
of is.
there is Hitchcocking to me. Why did you put the stool down?
Right.
We are planting the seed that you can't hurt this thing, so that when the payoff happens, all it is you can't hurt this
Right.
thing.
And it's a terrible ending.
Oh Lord. But yeah, I would give this movie 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up, definitely.
But I've been talking a lot about it. Do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything else about this one. We covered everything about it that I wanted to cover, and it's just definitely check it out.
Definitely.
And do not watch it on Tubi because it's not the same movie.
I had to rent it off Vudu, and I think I'm gonna buy it. I think this is one I'd like to watch again.
Yeah, I'd watch it again. I'd watch it for the 3rd time, easy.
Yeah, it's that good.
Yeah.
It's got a recommendation. It's certified.
Yep.
Grindhouse certified.
It is. So is this one, Oddity.
Moving on to Oddity. You, I think, showed me a trailer for this a couple months back.
Maybe.
And we're like, yeah, you got to check this out. Have you seen the trailer for this? And we watched it. Because I had seen where he's like, there's somebody in your house.
Yeah, that part's really great.
Oh,
That was one of the things. Like, there's a lot of tropes, and that's one of them.
yeah.
Is the stranger trying to get into your house and then telling you there's somebody in your house. Hang on a sec. I was watching this movie in the middle of the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And I was, like this, reclined. I had my hand up like this, and I'm like, there's going to be a jump scare here. I know it, blah, blah, blah. Just waiting for it. Oh! Moved my hand and yelled, oh. Twice I got jump scared. And then once at the end, I could not believe that. I was cracking up.
I didn't get jump scared, but I know what you're talking about.
Right. I was expecting it.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. And it did happen, and it got me.
So there's a couple of things I want to say about this. One being, I was like, is this a folk horror movie? And I Googled it. And yeah, it counts as a folk horror movie.
Okay.
Like the Blair Witch or Midsummer and all that kind of stuff. The Witch.
Because why?
Just the elements it's playing at. It's supernatural. It's got a woman in peril is one of them. A stranger comes to town.
Uh-huh.
There's a doctor in it. It's a secluded area.
Yeah, secluded area. That was
so
one.
they're like folk stories, but they're horror.
Well, like that thing. I saw an interview read that what's his name? Shoot. Oh crap. The director, Damien McCarthy.
Yeah.
He modeled it after Creepshow. He just said Creepshow, but I know it's Creepshow 2 with old Woodenhead. And it's also there's a Jewish folklore thing called a golem.
Yeah,
it's the same kind of thing as that.
Mm-hmm.
So there is definitely that kind of stuff. Also, revenge. That's a popular trope like this, because that's basically what it's about.
That's what
you got to wait for it to it. Yeah. So a guy comes to her. Tom,
walk us through.
Yeah, the house is awesome. The first they show an overhead shot, and I couldn't find one. It's completely square.
Yeah, it's got a nice
and there's like a courtyard in the middle.
Yeah,
it's awesome. And a doctor's wife is fixing up the house so they can move in. It's an expensive house.
Yeah, I bet that's
and
like
then somebody
$1 million house.
Somebody with a glass eye comes there. Oh yeah, easy. Comes to the door. He's knocking. He's like, you got to let me use your phone because there's somebody in your house. And she's like, no.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
And there's a picture of him. And he looks
at the hole in the door. Yeah, he does.
Like they went out of their way to make this guy look creepy.
Well, actually, he made a short film how that guy lost his eye a few years ago, and like this is kind of the sequel to that.
That's cool.
That's weird.
That's something I would do. But yeah, so she's in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere on a cold, windy
spring night. And a knock comes on her door, and this guy shows up saying, "You got to let me in. There's somebody in there with you." I saw him go in there,
right?
And she doesn't believe him.
Of course not,
and
she's terrified.
Yes. I don't know if she's aware that he was a recently released.
I don't remember. Maybe
patient at an institution.
I think he might say something like that because he just got released.
I just got released,
which is part of the whole plot.
Yes,
letting him out when they did. And she gets brutally murdered.
And she does, because there was somebody in his house.
Yeah, he was right.
He was right.
And then he ran off to go call the cops, but he was obviously too late.
He was. And then the sister got to him. When?
Yeah, she's got a blind twin sister.
Blind medium twin sister.
Blind medium twin sister that owns a
Oddity
antique shop of haunted things.
Yeah.
Sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law.
Played by the same actress.
Yes.
Because they're twins.
Yeah. And they don't have to be on screen ever together.
No, they did not. And I think it's kind of fun the way they play at it, because you do kind of get a sense of like a supernatural entity at foot here.
You do.
Because
and not her haunted stuff, just the house.
Yeah. Well, they show a picture of like one of the last pictures the sister took, and like there's something in the picture.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then the sister shows up, and you get a feel like time's passing.
Well, it's a year later that she comes to the house to exact her revenge.
So she comes back to the house. They don't know how the trunk got in there, which is kind of supernatural.
Yeah.
I don't think she brought it in there.
She couldn't carry that.
She couldn't have.
And then the thing is sitting at the table like that.
It's so unnecessarily weird.
Yeah, it really is.
And like you never
And that's why I
it.
had to see that movie, because just that thing. What is up with that thing?
You don't see it do anything either.
No, it just sits there.
And that's it.
And then one time that guy's upstairs, or the woman, his new girlfriend is upstairs, and it's looking up at her.
And she's going through the bag.
Do the face real quick.
What'd you say?
Do the face real quick.
But no, I think it's after that, like when she's about ready to leave.
Oh, okay.
And the sister-in-law falls asleep, and she controls this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just great. It really
It's
is.
so
The
good.
less said, the better.
I don't really want to ruin a whole lot of it, but everything that's set up is paid off.
Yes, every single thing, including the bell at the beginning.
Yep. And the end of it kind of has a supernatural tie.
It definitely does.
It's zombie ghost.
The ghost from that guy that worked at the hotel.
Okay, yeah.
Because early on, she's like, "This is a haunted bell, and if you ring it, the guy will come running at you."
That's right. That's right. Okay.
And that's what happened at the hotel. They rang it, and then they gave it to her because she's spooky, blind and spooky.
And like she can see exactly what happened, so she knows exactly what happened.
Yeah, she takes the guy that went to the door ends up dead too.
Uh-huh.
And she gets his glass eye,
Well,
and then she knows everything that happened.
Yeah.
Because she's psychic.
And then,
she, man.
So, yeah, I didn't even write down his name. The guy the orderly. who's
The
on his
orderly, yeah.
side, they even do it like a man in a mask thing.
Yep.
It's all brutal.
Yeah.
I'm glad you don't see a lot of it.
No, you just see the aftermath
of
and
it.
it's terrible.
And
then he's talking to the husband.
yeah.
The husband had her killed instead of divorce her.
Yes, because it would have been too brutal. We would have taken the house from him.
Yeah, and
He wants the house. He's so
he's a
so
scumbag.
needing that house.
All this stuff unfolds too. Like, you don't think he's going to be that big a dirtbag in
Yeah.
the beginning. You think, well, that poor guy, some crazy person killed his woman. But shoot, what was I just thinking? Oh, when he's talking to the orderly and playing
Yeah.
chess with him, who the orderly wins.
Mm-hmm.
And that he's got ideas like basically you want her violated and stuff. He's like, I don't want anything like
brutal with it. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, what if it does happen? And he's
Right.
like- and he, I mean, he's a terrible, terrible person. But at least he doesn't want that. He
Right.
just wants her to die.
that. Exactly.
Make it quick.
Just
do it in
die
a tent.
already.
No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. So I guess if you had to give him any kind of compliment, that's what it would be.
Right. At least he didn't want that.
But there is a part of me that likes that was added because it shows how disgusting people can be.
Yeah, right.
Like he's given this opportunity. He's gonna go kill this lady, and he wants to do more.
Yeah.
Like he's given that opportunity to do it. So why not? And there's no redeeming that. So
Yeah.
when at the very end,
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for
You don't
him.
feel bad for anybody.
Not anybody.
But you don't even feel bad for the blind woman because she got her revenge.
Well, and it's cool because it's either outright stated or implied that she killed the one-eyed man. That she hunted him down and beat him to death.
Yeah, he might have. Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah, right.
she
Right.
takes the eye out of his bloody.
Yes.
So, and she's like, I was wrong about it, and I'll get my comeuppance for that.
Right.
And she acknowledges it. So when she does get her death, it doesn't feel unwarranted.
Right.
Everything
is wrapped up just
very
right.
perfectly. It's perfectly well done.
It is.
And I love how it's smart. He calls him. So she's dead there. She's bleeding out.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, your phone fell. I don't think it can be repaired.
Oh, right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because they're on
in
the
code.
phone. If anybody was going to investigate it, they would. They'd know what's going on, but they coded it. And that's cool. That's clever.
Right.
That's great screenwriting.
That whole part is really clever too, when because she's blind
Yeah.
and he's being real quiet, and Mike Flanagan did Hush too.
Hush, yes.
And then they're all close-ups,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see they pull back, and he took this trap door out
open.
so she would fall into it.
She said, when my phone rings, pick it up.
Yeah,
And she
man,
fell. He's a dastardly man.
dastardly. Yes,
Who, man, you know, and I thought, like, wow, he's going to get away with this. And then he kind of gets away with it, because I forgot that's what the bell was.
Oh, right.
That
Yeah,
ghost is going to kill him.
yeah, it is.
And nobody gets out alive. It's
Nope.
so perfectly well done.
It is.
It's
It's an oddity.
it's an oddity, and you know what? It's just impressive. It's impressive that something
It
like
is.
this.
I couldn't find out how much this made at the box office, but it didn't do as like Oculus did,
Uh-huh.
obviously, because it went to streaming so quickly.
Yeah, it was probably a limited thing. You know, they do that a lot of
Yeah,
like
they do.
those Amazon originals,
Yep.
Tubi originals. They'll give it a very limited
HBO does that too.
window. Like you
Yeah.
get like a week or two at obscure places.
Yeah, I'm so glad it came this quick because I was gonna watch it.
Yeah.
After seeing that trailer and that stupid thing.
I'm going to buy it. I rented it. I still have a day to watch. Like you get 48 hours, so you
Right.
can watch it as many times in that amount of time. I'm just gonna buy it
Yeah.
because
It's worth it.
I think Courtney will love it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I loved it. Like I love thrillers. I
Yeah.
love that kind of stuff. I like slashers. I'm not really into like horror all too much, but when something like this and when Oculus comes to me,
Yeah.
I love it. I
is.
love everything about it. So
They
this
both
is
hit it right out of the park.
right out. The smash hits, grand
Yeah.
slams. Like for
A lot of
real.
people are calling it the scariest movie of the year, Oddity.
I will not argue that.
I won't either. It's scarier than Longlegs, that's for sure.
Really?
Oh
I
yeah,
still
that's
haven't
not
seen
very
Long
scary.
Legs.
It's not as scary.
But that's another one that like those guys at work who they just bragging about how in the first scene of the movie gives you nightmares. And I'm like, all right,
Not
okay.
me.
It's not going to be.
I
Anything
wasn't
I either
expecting
haven't
what
seen
happened.
before,
Yeah,
or
right.
you know,
People keep comparing it to Silence of the Lambs and Seven. And you
that's
could
some pretty big comparison.
Yeah, it's nothing like either one of those movies. They had serial killers and the FBI. That's it. They're totally all three of them are completely different movies. And it's good.
Yeah,
It is. It's
I
not
don't
as
think
good
it's
as those
not
two, but it's
good.
good.
I just don't think it's going to be what everybody's bringing it up to be. So have you seen anything to do with Terrifier?
I don't really care for Terrifier.
I don't really care about it either. This new one,
The Christmas one.
Christmas one,
The Terrifier
is
Christmas
so
special.
terrifying.
Listen, I was watching Chris Gore's review of it from Film Threat.
Mm-hmm.
People walked out
Well, and France
because it was so disgusting.
You cannot be under the age of I think 18 and see this movie.
Oh,
It is
really?
NC-17 in France.
Wow.
They will not let people. They're giving people barf bags.
Yeah.
And listen, the marketing they're doing right now for all
That's
of
brilliant.
that, it's making me want to see the other two
Uh-huh.
because they're just gory monster stuff.
Yeah,
Like, he's just brutal and mean.
Here's the thing. It was too slow paced. And he kills people and he's right from get go. He looks, Art the Clown is really
Creepy
cool looking, but it's just boring. I'm not even going to bother watching the second one.
But that's the one everybody's like, that's what's
Yeah.
good.
And it starts the kind of the Terrifier universe, that
Yeah.
second one.
That's what
But
I've
I don't
heard.
care.
Man, I don't either. But like if that, like with Beetlejuice, I didn't like Beetlejuice growing up. I thought it was fine, but like it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
I see all this stuff online about it, and I'm like, all right, well now I have to check it out. Same with this, like Terrifier 3, it's getting all this exactly the promotion it needs.
Yes, it
because
is.
They're running with it. They're
There's no
showing
bad press
heartbeats.
for this.
They're like, it's like the Paranormal Activity stuff when that was coming out. They're like the
Showing the audience.
Stuff, and like that's what they're doing, and like all it is doing is making me want to watch these three movies.
That's the whole point.
Because how is it if you've seen Saw, there's nothing these movies are going to be able to do that's going to top really any of those stuff. So what is it? What are they doing? And now I've got to
call
see
some of it torture porn in Terrifier 3. But people left because they were too disgusted.
Yeah. And when do you get a movie like that? It's going to be unrated. It's going to be NC-17 in the US. They try so hard not to make movies like that. So this is going to be like kind of a big deal.
It is. And
we are not sponsored by these people.
No, not at all.
We're actively bashing the first one and talking about how we didn't want to watch it.
Right.
Now we're going to go.
I don't even think I watched that all the way through the end. I was just so bored.
Yeah.
But it's like Deadpool. All three of them, rated R, made tons of money.
Yes, they did.
And these movies make good money too.
They've got their fan base.
They do.
You know what? You've really got to take off your hat and.
Oh, definitely.
Salute
Yeah.
them.
Oh, Art the Clown is the new like Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers, and I don't argue with that.
He's a new horror icon.
Yeah.
And people love him, and
not me.
I'll give him a shot because
let me know.
I don't see how it could be this big of a thing.
Yeah.
But I go into a lot of things like that, and I come out like Oculus, where I'm like, wow, this is great.
Shoot, why didn't I watch this earlier?
So I'll give it its fair day. I'll give it its running
day in
shot.
court.
And I'll be honest with it. You know, I'm honest with everything.
It is your time and money that they want.
Yeah.
So do something to me.
But yeah, so Oddity I would recommend.
Highly recommend.
Oddity might be one of the most so what did I see this year? Yep, it's probably the best movie I've seen this year. It's not a studio project.
No, it's not.
It's not.
So they have all that freedom.
Yeah.
It was directed by the same guy.
Written and directed by the same guy. And everybody's doing a great performance in it. Nobody's half-assing it.
No. And there's not that many people in it.
They
Damien
work
McCarthy.
with the set. I think that is so
that
important.
is a beautiful house. I love it.
And then both of these movies are locked in the house, too.
Yeah. The Oculus house is beautiful, too.
Yes, it is. If you're going to keep me locked in a house and keep me in this area and not give me a lot of diversity, I feel like you need to give the house character.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did.
Yeah.
There isn't a
whoever was the location scout did good on both of them.
And part of me thinks that they found this house first and then kind of built a story around it.
They very well could have.
So he had the idea of the glass eye man. And he's like, well, I kind of want to do something with this. And then his buddy's like, hey, this house is pretty cool. Perfect. And this is it. I give this movie two thumbs up.
Definitely.
On with the creepy aesthetic. Who's the guy with the mask?
So the guy with the mask comes in at the very end. It's the...
you talking about Oddity?
Yeah.
The orderly guy?
No, well, so he's the guy...
the guy with the mask.
Yes.
Holy, yeah, they keep teasing that too.
Yep.
And pay it off great. That was the other jump scare. It got me. I was like, I didn't yell, but I jumped. And let's not say anything about that. Do you show the picture of that guy with the mask?
I did.
Yeah. That's another reason to watch that movie. Just because they just show him. And he turns and you see he's got like a Hannibal Lecter thing on. And then they pay it off beautifully.
They do. So this movie puts out a nice dinner.
Yeah.
And cleans up.
Yes, it does.
It's the spot on. These were good recommendations.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so I just again I'm gonna keep gushing about how good these movies are.
They're great.
They're solid. I don't really have anything else to add to them other than
who recommended these movies?
He did.
Yeah, I did. Both of them. Well, Courtney kind of wanted Oculus.
Yeah,
because
she
she'd
brought
seen
it
it
up
before.
a couple times. Yeah,
and then I'll tell anybody they should watch Oddity.
Perfect. It is good.
It is good.
It's good, and that's what we're here for. We're
That's
talking
right.
about good movies.
Good ones.
I would check out Oddity more than Oculus.
You're gonna like Oculus too, Randy Official.
If
I'm
I were
telling
to
you,
pick one or the other, you guys is.
We didn't show the ghost from Oculus.
I don't
have a picture of the ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
And you know
they
what?
look pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad we keep it that way. And that's why you're not. Listen, I liked Oddity more than I liked Oculus, but I like Oculus more than I like a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, it's
You know?
it's damn good.
Listen, I'm not a guy who's like, all right, I watched this movie last night. I'm not gonna watch it for another. I don't like watching movies more than once in a time frame. I will watch that movie again tonight. I'm not lying. Like, go see it.
What was it
See
on?
It's I rented it on Vudu.
All right.
So if you've got my login, you can watch it. It's good.
It is good.
We're putting Ben's login right now.
Well, it's not Vudu anymore. It's Fandango
at home.
Which I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, it's
But
too long,
Not a
but it's the
Fandango.
same thing.
it is. They haven't changed anything about
Right.
it. And I do
Just
like
the
that.
name.
Oh yeah. Well, that's all I've got to say about it. Do you have any
Yeah.
closing
I
statements?
do
about
not.
it?
If you have seen these movies, make sure you comment in the comment sections of wherever
Please
we are,
tell us what you liked about these movies.
or didn't,
Or tell us what
and
you
we'll
didn't
tell
like
you
about
why
this
you're
movie.
wrong because they were good.
Share this with your friends.
Share,
Join
yep.
the conversation. Join the cult of cheese film.
And buy our merch
Buy our merch.
because
It's-
I'm telling you, these shirts
they're
are great.
nice. I've got a couple in the mail. I got a hat coming and
Yeah.
a couple
Poster.
posters. Check them out. Check us out. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. X.
everywhere.
Everywhere you watch your podcast,
Did you
we
say
are
Spotify? Spotify.
Well, I was talking about our socials because we go over to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon,
Gotcha.
Apple, even Audible. We're anywhere you can listen to anything.
Right.
We're there. You
Tell
got
them about the
Audacity?
milestone.
Well, hang on.
All right.
I'm plugging right now. We're on Audacity and Listen Notes. We're everywhere. YouTube, everywhere. And we like being everywhere because
Yeah,
we
we
want to
do.
be a part of you. We've thoroughly enjoyed making this, and we're pushing through. We're making more. We got a whole special coming
A
out
whole
at the end of
slate.
this month.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I'm going to keep that a secret.
Okay.
But it'll be like a nice little bonus episode at the end of the month.
An October surprise.
An October surprise. A trick or a treat, you might say. Well, that's not to say it's trick or treat.
It's
though.
not.
but
But
we did. We're almost to 100 subscribers on YouTube, and that's my first milestone. We can keep pushing, and we get that 100. I'll be very appreciative. I don't know if I'm
definitely.
gonna do anything crazy yet, but I will in the future. We're also just hit 10,000 people viewing this podcast, and that means the world to us
it sure does.
because that's insane. 10,000 people
Yeah.
is nuts.
And comment because we'll talk to you.
yeah, we will. It's just us. Like, we're not gonna hurt you. But I have been Cheese Film,
And Hecubus.
and that's Randy Official.
Randy.
And this has been the Grindhouse Podcast. Cheese Film out.